So now that we've learned to listen to our heart, now that we've learned to build our lives from our heart, how can we connect from our heart? How can we enrich the relationships that we're having from our heart? So, a lot of the times when we are trying to negotiate a relationship, which is when you really think about it, that's all it is. It's just you and your mate negotiating each other's vibrations in a complementary way to make the most joyous vibrational experience possible. So this is just about creating the most. So say you want to meet the love of your life. Say you want to meet your husband, your wife, whatever it is, and you want to build a family with them. All you're trying to do is meet the person that you can so closely relate to through vibration, who you can just relate to and enjoy being with, and then build a life of joyousness, of love, of fun, of openness, of flowing, of support, of trust. That's all we're really trying to do here with our relationships. And then even when we strip it back and look at our boss, when we're sitting with our boss and we're talking at our job, all we're trying to do is just relate to one another, to give instructions, to give dialogue, to communicate through vibration, through word, through speech, through presence. We're learning to relate to them in a way that is joyous, fun, loving, open, effective, productive, whatever it is for that business setting. But we're just learning to express in the most joyous way possible and also the most productive whatever. And you can think about this with every relationship you have, even with a teacher that you don't like, even with a police officer, even with a friend. All you're trying to do is have a harmonious experience. I think that's a better word. Have a harmonious experience towards the collective goal. That's all we're trying to do here as we're connecting from the heart. So how can we learn to connect from the heart? Well, that's what we discussed in the last two videos, listening to the heart, building from the heart, but now connecting from the heart. So now that we've had an introduction into it and we've learned to settle into it and listening to the heart, I gave a meditation technique that you can try yourself to do that. Will help you introduce yourself to the heart. And then in the video after that, we discussed building from the heart. And now we're talking connecting. So all we're trying to do when we're connecting from the heart, whether that's with our significant other, with our child, with our friends, with our family, with our teachers, whatever it is, with our boss, employees, with a stranger in the street, with a person serving us coffee, is that we're just trying to connect in the most harmonious way. Again, I think that's the best word to use here. The most harmonious way possible, to have the most harmonious experience possible to move towards the collective goal, whatever that is. So simplifying it from that, simplifying it to that when you're connecting with another person, you're just trying to connect in that harmonious way. But then realizing, okay, how can we begin to do that? How can we recognize and strip back all the other emotions that we have, the negative ones, the distracting ones, and make sure that we're connecting harmoniously? Once we learn to listen to the silence, so for example, say you're sitting with someone that you love, someone that you don't know, you're sitting in a waiting room, what is the common ground there? It's that silence. It's everything between the words, it's everything between the love, it's everything between the hugs and the physical expressions. It's just that stillness, that silence. That's what connects us from the heart place. That's what connects us from that platform of experience, from that harmony. And that's what backs up that harmony, is that silence. So by learning to listen to your heart, as we did 2 videos ago, and then learning to build from your heart, it will allow you to see, and then learning to look at your identity like we did in the second video, it will allow you to see that everything that you're building in your life, physically, vibrationally, frequency-wise, is coming out from this silence. And so when we learn to connect with others, we're just learning to connect on that silent level. We're learning to sit in that profoundness of experience together, in that stillness. Just sitting present with one another, not trying to get anything out of the experience, not trying to force anything or make anything happen, but just connecting in that silence. That's how we connect from the heart, and that's how we transform all our relationships and transform our life on so many levels. In the last video, we really discussed more about the physical surroundings and creating that. Here, we're discussing about connecting with others in relationships. So like yesterday I mentioned, if you're someone who finds yourself in relationships with significant others that keep being the same, and you keep learning the same lessons, or even friendships, and they keep ending sourly or badly because you just keep putting yourself in positions that you don't want to be in, try listening to the silence when you're around people. How do you feel when you're around people? And this is what this means. Listening, first of all, to how you feel. How are you within yourself when you're with that person? Does it make you kind of sit up like this? Does it make you self-conscious? Does it make you feel at ease and at peace? How do you feel when you're with that person? Just notice that in the silence. Notice how you're feeling, how you're thinking, how your emotions are running, okay? And then just pay attention to that silence externally with that person. Does it feel awkward? Does it feel tense? Does it feel emotional? Does it feel wishy-washy, or does it feel profound and deep? So these are all things we can do to begin to connect with the heart and to begin enriching our relationships, to begin enriching every experience we have with another human being, even if it's just for a moment as you're grabbing coffee, or whether it's for a lifetime as you build a family. If you can learn to listen to the silence by connecting from the heart, everything about your life will change. All right, so I hope that helps as we learn to walk down this path of the observant heart, and I'll see you in the next video.